Jigsaw?
Wait, I thought the Jigsaw Killer was dead.
He is.
What's going on, man? We back in the Low Key Cave, Keyshawn Nam's YouTube page, aka Mr. Low Key, and we back with another movie review, and this time we got Spiral from the Book of Saw. Yeah, you looking at my expression, bruh. The fact is, I was looking forward to this, man. You heard all the little news before this movie was coming out. As far as like Chris Rock coming up with the story, Chris Rock bringing the idea to Lionsgate and to the Saw people, and them like, oh, fast tracking this shit. Like, this shit supposed to be off the chain. Some type of story Chris Rock done came up with. So I'm like, oh, this gonna be good. Then you hear them, he gonna be starting in the movie. I'm like, okay, so they gonna put Chris Rock in the movie. Then you hearing them saying, we gonna add Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, oh my God, bruh. Okay, couple, I say, long down the line, we get production wrapped up, blah, blah, blah. We get our first trailer. Okay, this shit look good. All right, it's still not what I was expecting. And still, I'm telling you, when I heard what they was doing, and I'm thinking like, okay, they going into a whole new direction. They about to do something crazy. You're thinking, like I said, Sixth Sense type of shit. And when I say Sixth Sense, I'm talking about this plot twist. Because, you know, Saw is all about the torture, traps, and the plot twist. So I'm thinking Seven. I'm thinking some Seven or some Sixth Sense type of plot twist type shit. You know, the head in the box, or this nigga was dead the whole movie. You know, that type of twist. So here we go. Here we go with Spiral from the Book of Saw. You basically got Chris Rock playing this cop, and he has a little dark past or whatnot, and you have him basically going after what he think could be a possible Jigsaw copycat killer. Yeah, go figure. But you basically got this situation where the cops are being targeted this time around. So you got him coming upon a cop that has been killed that is out of his precinct, and now he's the prime detective, including his new partner that's being brung on to lead the case. I'm not going to give too much away. I don't want to say too much because this is a Saw movie, so the less you know, I guess, the better. I'm just saying, bro, like this shit, when you was expecting something from a different tone, if my opinion, I was expecting something way off the grid. So this is the review. I done gave you the plot. You pretty much know the plot. Chris Rock is detective, and he trying to find out who's the killer. This is a whodunit movie, a simple ass whodunit movie. This is what it is. So that's what we getting as far as my review. Anyway, this is a primary of whodunit movie. It wouldn't even be a problem about that if you done it a better way. You gotta think about the movies, even a movie like The Bone Collector. Like, that wasn't a perfect movie, the one with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie, but still, the way the killer would go after people, even the way he would go after them, the way if they even showed the way he would kill people, shit was intense, man. I don't care what you say. The dude kidnapping people in them taxi cabs, and them people trying to get out, and that intensity of them starting to panic, not knowing where they're going and whatnot, and the frame rate, the way it looked, that helped intensify those scenes. Think about a movie like Seven. You ain't even see him kill people, but the aftermath of those situations, talking to some of those victims, that shit was an impact. It left you in the movie like, what the fuck is going on? But this is like, oh, come on, man, come on. I want to know who's doing this. Let's get to one of the traps. Come on. The thing about the traps, let's talk about the fucking traps. How you have to make these fair, right or wrong? How the fuck is somebody going to try to get out of these traps if you are probably going to still die either way? For instance, the whole first trap with the dude with the tongue shit, and this is on the line. Like, you can watch the first 15 minutes. I mean, not the first 15 minutes, but you can watch the opening scene or so. If this nigga rips his tongue out, you're telling me without him bleeding out, how the fuck is he still going to survive? He's going to die. Some of the traps ain't fair. These people are going to die. Think about Saw 3, where you had old girl killing people, and you know she was basically sabotaging the traps. Ain't this what this is? And even with the old movies, think about them last couple Jigsaw movies where he wasn't even playing by his rules. This nigga put a woman in the oven that didn't do nothing and fried her ass. some of this shit ain't making sense, man. Y'all gotta stay with y'all rules. Think about the first 2 Saws. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all not playing by your own rules. And as far as these traps, can these traps be some shit where people actually might survive? I mean, it's a trap in this movie where you're like, come on, dude, that person is not gonna make it. How? That's the one thing I want to say though, is some of the traps are intense. The traps are intense. They're a lot more intense than some of the older traps in the Saw movies. They not creative though. One thing about Saw and even those bad Saw movies is that you had creative traps. Say what you want to say, these traps were creative though. In this movie, and I think this movie wasn't trying to be based solely on traps. It was trying to go with the plot. It wanted you to connect with the plot. It was like, all right, man, I guess so. But it's such a disappointment coming into a movie where you had them fast tracking this shit and where you had Chris Rock bringing you this story and you thinking, okay, what he come up with that make them say, okay, we got to put this out. Because this whole plot twist, the plot twist in this shit is like, really? This what we doing? That's what we doing? I mean, I guess so. I mean, all right, I hear y'all. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna get nothing away, but man, oh my gosh, when you hear this whole explanation, you hear all this shit, you know how this shit go at the end, you're like, man, all right, cool. Okay. I mean, some people done this shit. They've been doing this shit for the last couple of years. A couple people done this. And you will know what I'm talking about when you do get to this part. But I'm just saying, leading up to this, though, the lead up to this, it was boring. That's the thing. It was fucking boring. Even if the plot twist wasn't all lit, could we get a good fucking movie leading up to the end? Could we get some shit going on? Because I was like just sitting back and to a point where I'm like, okay, can we get to a trap at least in? And you shouldn't be like that in this type of movie, especially with the actors you have in here, with everything that was going on behind the scenes as far as the way you got this story came about. Like, we should have been sitting in this movie like, whew. What's next? Oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? That's where I wanted to be with this movie, and that's what I did not get. I didn't get none of that with this movie, and that was a huge disappointment. As far as my overall opinion on this movie, I think Jigsaw, which was the movie that came out before this, wasn't it come out 2019? It was a better movie than, it was a way better movie than this. And to be honest, maybe I wish they y'all could have went on with that. Y'all could have done something else with that. Because if Chris Rock was not in this movie, this still would have been Spiral from the Book of Saw. Chris Rock did not make any difference with this movie. To be honest, he might have made the movie a little bit bad. I'm just saying. Chris Rock was in Fargo, and he did a damn good job in Fargo. I don't know what was going on with this movie. It's a point where in the beginning of the movie, like, oh shit, is this nigga doing stand up? I'm dead. I'm telling you, nigga. And oh my God. They make a reference in this movie from a past movie Chris Rock has been in. Do I even got to tell you what that shit is? Do I have to tell you what's one of Chris Rock's most memorable movie roles and most memorable movies? Come on, man. And it's like, this is fucking Saw. What are y'all doing? This ain't a horrible movie. Don't get it twisted. This is not a horrible movie, but you could have done so much better with what you was talking about and how y'all came about with this whole story and whatnot. And I just feel like they could have done a lot better. And I was so looking forward to this movie, man. And to be honest, I've been let down kind of this shit. I mean, I've been let down by Mortal Kombat. I was looking forward to this, and it's pretty much it. But that was my review and my opinion as far as how I felt about the Spiral from the Book of Saw. You didn't care about the characters that they was going after in this movie. To be honest, you didn't care too much about Chris Rock character, and that's my opinion. That's just my opinion, man. But let me know in the comment section, man, how did y'all feel about Spiral, if y'all have seen Spiral yet? How did y'all feel about the whole plot twist? How did y'all feel about the traps? And how did y'all feel about this being a movie called, or being in a reference of Saw? That's one good thing I gotta say. It did not feel kind of like a Saw movie. It didn't feel like a Saw movie. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is the road to 200 subs, man. Shout out to all my subscribers, man. Shout out to everybody coming through and viewing my videos, man. We out.
Jigsaw copycat.
This is gonna go sideways fast.
I'm a nuts fan like a spiral.
All available units, officer down.
That was just a diversion to get us out of the precinct.